Hello, this is Kate from dailytarotgirl.com, and this is your weekly tarot card reading. And for this week's reading, I'm using the Robin Wood Tarot. So I'm drawing 3 cards here, and my intention is that each card is going to represent a portion of the upcoming week. So let's start with Monday and Tuesday. So here we have the 8 of Swords. All right, so the beginning of the week is an opportunity to empower yourself. It's an opportunity to look at the things that are keeping you stuck, whether these are beliefs, thoughts, people, places, things, situations, whatever it is that you think is keeping you stuck. Really having a look at those things and questioning whether you're really stuck. That's the key with the 8 of Swords, is that this isn't so much about being stuck as it is about believing that you're stuck and your perception of reality. And your perception of reality isn't always 100% accurate. And so the 8 of Swords is really inviting you to question your own perception of reality as it relates to feeling stuck. So definitely an opportunity to get unstuck this week. Definitely an opportunity to connect to your inner resources and really empower yourself. And that's going to really determine how you move through the week. So let's have a look at the middle card. This is for Wednesday and Thursday. Here we have the Hierophant. All right. So the Hierophant represents some kind of an authority that's like an outer authority. So there's certain cards in the tarot, like the High Priestess, the Hermit, which have to do with getting in touch with your inner authority and your inner self, your higher self. Whereas the Hierophant represents something outside of yourself that is very powerful, that you sort of see as some kind of an authority figure. It could be like a corporation, it could be the place you work at, it could be like church, state, school, like university, or some other group or something like that. That's what I see the Hierophant representing. Now, what's interesting with this is, I'm getting a couple things from this card. Number one is that you may come up against rules this week, or you may realize that you're living by someone else's, not necessarily someone else's rules, but someone else's agenda. So this is where you need to question, what agenda are you living your life by? What life plan do you have for yourself? And is it your plan or is it someone else's? And I find that at certain points throughout my life, I've kind of borrowed, I've borrowed a life plan from someone else or something else. And there's times when I've been really authentic and I've really lived my own life plan. But sometimes there's moments where you sort of, and there's value in doing this. There's moments where you want to just do what's tried and true. You want to follow a formula. And so I feel like the Hierophant really, it's that part of us that craves a formula. We want an easy fix to something. We want those, 7 steps to happiness, or 3 steps to weight loss or whatever. This is about really kind of wanting an easy fix, wanting a formula, wanting someone else to tell us what to do and how to do it. And really this is about giving up thinking for yourself. So yeah, I'm just trying to think where I'm going to take this now, now that I've said that. I think the Hierophant is really inviting you to take a look at things this week and ask yourself, is there a part of me that just wants an easy fix and wants to kind of take what I see as the easy road and not think for myself, but follow someone else's formula? And is that necessary? Is that really serving my highest good by doing that? Or is there more value in doing the harder thing, is, going deep within the self and finding your own values, your own process. As we move to the end of the week, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we have the Four of Pentacles. This is a really miserly reading, hey? These are really, really miserable cards. The Hierophant and the Four of Pentacles look almost like similar in some way. It's this guy that's sitting there who looks uptight. Yeah, both the Hierophant and the Four of Pentacles, both of these guys look uptight. So let's talk about the Four of Pentacles. So the Four of Pentacles has some practical advice for you. So on the weekend, you might want to save your money. You might want to save your pennies. You might want to reel back any, outrageous spending you've been doing, and maybe even get kind of organized when it comes to money. Keep a little journal, do some bookkeeping, figure out how much money is coming in, how much is going out, get organized around that. That's always good advice. It's always practical advice. And that's one thing I like about the Four of Pentacles, is it gives practical money advice. There's a couple other things I get here. Part of you is wanting to stay small because you're afraid of what would happen if you really stepped out into the world as your true self. So the message of the Four of Pentacles is, how can you step outside the box a little more this week? How can you get outside your comfort zone a little more? And this doesn't have to be anything huge. It might be something really small. It might be something minor. But how can you step outside of your comfort zone this week or this weekend? And how can you share a little bit more of your true self with the people in your life? I feel a sense of, I feel like fear is the underlying emotion behind this guy's miserableness. He's afraid to really be out in the world. He's afraid to show people who he is. He's afraid to be authentic and to go after what he wants. So he stays at home, inside, holding on to his money, not, being ungenerous. This isn't about being ungenerous in terms of money. I feel like it's being ungenerous and withholding who we really are from the world. And by being who you are, being your true self, that is one of the greatest gifts that you can give other people, the people in your life, even if you don't think that's true. And so by not being authentic, you're withholding your true self. And so the wisdom of the Four of Pentacles is really about getting out of your comfort zone and starting to act from more of a place of authenticity. All right, let's look at all three cards together and see if there's anything else that's coming out here. There's a theme of being kind of stuck and trapped with the Eight of Swords and then also with the Four of Pentacles. And even with the Hierophant, there's this feeling of feeling almost claustrophobic, like just being trapped. And when I look at these cards, I just have this longing to burst free. And this longing to, just to break free from the things, that are constraining you. So this week, this is something to ponder. What do you think is keeping you stuck? And what would it take for you to set yourself free? Or if that question feels too scary, what would it take for you to loosen the restraints, to loosen the reins? What would it take for you to feel a little bit more free? What's a baby step that you could take towards freedom this week? A lot of these cards have to do with, believing our own fears, believing our own, negative beliefs about how we think things are. Or it's about believing what someone else tells us we should do. Or being scared of the world, being scared of others. So this week the challenge is about getting out there and allowing yourself the freedom to explore and experiment and do something that scares you, something that is outside of your comfort zone this week. All right, so that has been your weekly tarot card reading, and I hope you found this reading helpful. Please check out my website, dailytarotgirl.com. I've got lots of fun tarot learning resources on my site. I've got deck review videos, I've got how-to videos, I've got reading demonstrations, a list of tarot card meanings. It's all there, and it's all helpful if you're wanting to learn more about tarot. So I'll put the link to my site in the description box below this video, and thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful week.